Brian, it's mostly men that laugh at me. Several laughed in my face during a date because I don't know much sexual things. I feel that men nowadays want an OF-style girl to get off and have no attachments. I want to get married, have my dad approve of him, have babies, be happy. I mean, yeah, there's definitely dudes that are just like looking to that might laugh at you in that situation. But
Lila,
I mean,
what?
Hold on. Let me just finish. So, by the way, just point of clarification. Are you waiting until marriage, or you're just not trying to like first date? Can you clarify if you're waiting, like, are you waiting until you're in love? Are you waiting until 3 months? Are you virgin? Are you waiting till marriage? Can you clarify?
I just want to say too, like, even though I do adult work, I'm still very naive. And my fans still crack up when I don't know something, and I'm not made fun of. I'm not made to be less than. It's like they find it endearing. So I'm sorry these men are making fun of you, and you don't have to like go have all these experiences to validate your womanness. It's just like, be you, and you'll find men who will honor that you don't know that much. That's okay.
I want to know what Lila has to say for free fall.
So I dated all through my 20s, and I have a lot of friends who, different experiences, but the bottom line I think would be this, is that have boundaries about the kind and standards about the kind of guy that you'll even date. And obviously when you're first getting to know them, you don't know, but once they start coming on to you sexually, pushing your boundaries, just say, okay, I'm done, and move on to the next. Maybe open yourself up to another opportunity for somebody that is more noble, that respects you more, respects themselves more, because that's what you're worth. That's what your dignity is. You have dignity, and you deserve a guy who's going to fight for you and is going to have high virtue, and you're going to continue to grow your own virtue. So that's what I would say. Don't waste too much time with those losers.
Amen.
Can I touch on that as an OF girl?
Sure.
I was just going to say that, like, on the opposite side of the spectrum, as a single girl that does OF, guys completely discredit me the second they find out what I do, and
Based.
I know I'm not in the point in my life where I'm like, oh yeah, I need a boyfriend. I'm just saying, like, it can be just as difficult on the other opposite side of the spectrum. So don't put yourself down or compare yourself, because if you compare yourself to other people, then it takes the gratification out of your own success, your own happiness. Yeah. It's not worth it.
You're very smart, I can tell. And do you want to be a role model for other people ultimately? Is that something that you'd like to be?
Of course, and I believe that I can do both, and it not be a degrading, like, I'm not degrading myself by women are gonna
putting
be
your
sexual.
body naked on the
Give me
internet.
that rapper. Give me the rapper.
Do you think that we should have young girls looking up to? Like, do you think the dream of a young? Do you think that the dream of a young girl should be?
Yep.
Hey Brian, let me ask the question, okay? Do you think that?
She's like making noise with this
All right,
rapper.
we're done. Elle, do you think that the dream of a young girl should be to be an OnlyFans?
I think that a young woman should have a choice to do what she wants with her body, and that it shouldn't be frowned upon to do whatever means necessary to be independent. And that's my opinion, and you don't have to agree with it, and you don't have to agree with the way that I make my money, and you reserve that right for yourself, and I respect that opinion. I do. I think it's powerful that you're allowed to have that opinion, but I don't think that I need to agree to it or co-sign it.
But I think we all just had this conversation. Chase was talking about it, asking questions. I think we were kind of all mostly agreeing, maybe not every single person, but most of us were agreeing that, porn has really hurt society at large, and we wouldn't want to be in a relationship with a man who looked at porn. A lot of men on OnlyFans are married men who are looking at the porn, and their wife is, they're being cheated on, basically. So, I mean, that role model that you want to be.
Then it's men's job to step up and take the market away. It's back to what I said earlier. Men have always led the world. Why are we going to act like it's women's faults now? If there was no platform for her to make this kind of money on, she wouldn't be doing it. If men were better, she would be with a different man. It is men's job to take this responsibility and stop subscribing to it. Not the girl's fault, because the girl has no man to get under and get behind and believe in, no man to marry, no man to be submissive to. And so the only thing that's out there is for her to make money with this easy way, because these weak-ass fucking dudes.
One quick thing. One thing I really appreciate about what you're saying, Justin, is that you're saying men need to take responsibility.
Men should take responsibility for it, which is not a new thing. It's always been this way. So for us to flip it on the chicks now, I think is dumb.
Agree, but I would just argue that women are strong. We have agency. We can make decisions. I agree with some of the language coming out of this side of the table, that we make decisions, we make choices, and we should use that power for what end, right? It's not like men have all the power, women have no power of choice. Women have the power to decide the standards that we hold ourselves to and that we hold men to, and the kind of women we want to be, and the kind of role models we want to be for the next generation, right? And so
I agree. So here's my question, Justin. Do you think a woman?
I want to hear what Elle has to say about that.
Yeah, we can get to that.
Let Chase speak.
Justin, do you think a woman is being a good role model by doing OnlyFans for the younger generations?
No, I think she's doing what she has to do. Like I'm
Does
not.
she
I'm not
have
her.
to do OnlyFans?
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. But when she has the option of being look, and I'm not taking up for OnlyFans girls, not on my agenda. But when you look at it, she's either going to go do a job where she makes no money, or she makes $70,000 a month.
Or I make less money than a man does doing the same job.
I mean,
she's.
Well, I disagree with that. I don't think there's
wage gap is BS. But she makes $6,000 a month. She could find a job where she makes $6,000 a month. It's not like it's.
And I have other jobs that I've done before where I make way more than $6,000 a month, but that doesn't mean that I can't.
So why would you stop doing
this
and do this?
I guess basically,
I'm just saying.
What my point is that not so much to defend the OnlyFans girl, but to empower young men to be stronger, more capable. So a lot of these girls can find a man that they want to get behind instead of getting behind a screen and stuff. That's basically.
And Justin, hold on, Lila. I agree with that point.
Yeah.
That like men need to become stronger so that women can get behind them, and so they don't have to feel like they have to resort to doing OnlyFans. But like, it's going to take a while for us to change a generation of men into becoming strong.
Some of us do it because we want to do it.
Hold on, into
becoming
strong to the point where women don't have to resort to doing OnlyFans, right? It's going to take a while to get to that point.
Yeah, and the truth is that if we took porn away from young men, they would be incentivized to go become that strong man. I'm all for getting rid of porn.
So let's do
I'm all for that.
I'm scared
of it. I am about that completely. I love that. And everybody in this space, or a lot of people in this space, would naturally, easy decision, almost 100 out of 100 say get rid of porn. I'm all about it.
So how could we do that? Like, how could we go about doing that?
Well, that gets to like a governmental level. Now,
I mean, we'd have to legislate it.
Legislative.
Well, I think I think there's legislation that can be done to ban porn, because I think it is.
But that would go back to making the United States of America have its Christian backgrounds come and stand up to the point where people would go vote for it in that way.
But I think the other thing too is it kind of takes a leap of faith as women, because if culture is demanding from us, right? I mean, that's what you guys we're dealing with. Culture is. We're swimming in is sexually objectifying women, rewarding women for sexual objectification, right? And so, but I do think there's a role of personal responsibility, that women, we're not doomed to anything. We can make any choice we want, and we can start over. We can walk a different path, and we can be the women that we dream to be. That isn't just making money on the internet one way. I
am the woman I dream to be. I've arrived, and I'm so happy with her.
Younger me would look at me in a grocery store now and be like, oh my God, she's so hot. Like, I want to be her when I grow up. I wouldn't even question it. But I also just want to say, like, out of the women here, who's been catcalled before in public?
Everyone has.
Right?
Shit, okay. I've been catcalled in public.
Hell, I bet Justin has. But anyway,
you're a man.
I'm just saying, like, if a woman is going to get sexualized, she might as well do it in a controlled environment where she can make profit. And I'm sorry, that's the way I feel.
I love it.
I mean, if there's a difference between being catcalled though and like actually like putting your fucking on the internet.
Facts.
Like, you are completely putting yourself.
You're asking.
Well, I'll tell you another thing you're doing.
You're doing it in a controlled environment.
You're inflating your vagina and your titties, because if it's out there for the world to see, it's kind of like you're taking yourself off the gold standard of like the secrecy of like sex and relationships. Like, a man that's going to marry you probably wouldn't want your titties on the internet for every other man in the world to see.
So I think,
like, when you said you got married, you're going to take it down. Like, I think that's probably ideal for the marriage.
I would probably do the same, but it's on the same count. Her shit's probably leaked all over the internet.
Yeah, no, it'll always be there. It'll always be there. But
so
I think one of the biggest problems in society is that we've cheapened sex. That sex is just something that's thrown around. It's just like this commodity. It's literally sold. And I think sex is supposed to be something sacred and beautiful and amazing, and it's designed for two people who are just passionately in love and committed to each other publicly for life. And also, sex can bring human beings into the world, and it does. And so that's the other thing that is not even really talked about a lot at this table, but sex can bring human beings into the world. So we should be having sex in relationships that are prepared to be
Can I say something?
Amen.
Yes. And that'll make a society so much
say
healthier
something.
and happier.
Okay,
Please.
sex. Okay, sex is like an exchange of energy between.
Excuse me?
It's an exchange of energy between two people. So
Or more.
like, when you have sex with someone, like you're really like.
Into the mic.
When you have sex with someone, you're like exchanging energy with that person.
Oh no, you exchange some energy with whatever drugs you're on right now. That's why.
What about it though? What about the exchange of energy?
I feel
Was
like
it
it's
perk?
really important.
Percocets.
I'm gonna cut you off really quick because I have to go.
Oh,
but
you-
I do have to say something for the men and women.
you gotta
I
go.
have to go because it's a long drive home.
For sure. What you got for
sorry.
us? Oh,
Girls, we need to be better role models for the younger generation. And guys, if you have
Yes.
a girlfriend at home and you're looking at OnlyFans, you're a sad boy.
Yes.
You're a
Oh.
sad boy.
some.
Oh wow.
I
Boom.
love that existence.
Okay.